Welcome everybody to another edition of WCW 2006 here in TEW 2020, and before we get to the beginning of the Mayhem Tournament on Nitro and Revolution, we're going to go over the final awards for the week, as we got the Stable of the Year, which is going to be between Captivation, European Disunion, the Nest, and the Thrillers. Of course, Captivation, this is just both the Lizzy Dumas and the Penny Grable versions, along with Lexi James and Desiree Dawkins. European Disunion, of course, had the tag title women's title. The Nest is the Nest, and the Thrillers are the Thrillers. There's a couple like Chosen Few and the current KO, but Nikeo's only been like a actual stable with more than 2 members for like basically a month or so, and of course, Chosen Few only were a stable for like a month or so. So there you go. As far as the other awards, as we saw, Heel of the Year, like it's not that many votes as always happens with stuff that's up on Wednesday, but Alex Wright is leading. Palumbo has no votes yet, but Colt, Nikeo, and Raven are all there. Ken Anderson, Face of the Year, Angle's really leading. Lennon Evans are right behind. Then we got The Truth and Ken Anderson. Tricia Skye, no votes yet. Match of the Year is still a 3-way race, but you can always get your vote in and change that, as AJ versus Eddie from Nitro maybe 1 is leading. Then we've got AJ versus Kaz and Brother Ray versus Eddy Guerrero in the Chicago Death Match. And the Sunset Death Match and Aerial Assault 3 is still with no votes yet, but you could change that if that's what you think was the best match of the year. Show of the Year, Super Brawl is leading. Then Sacrifice, Wrestle War, Great American Bash, and Slam right behind. Feud of the Year, it's AJ versus RVD so far, then Anderson, Brother Ray Truth versus the Nest. I think if you like Macias, Monty Brown, the Revolution Fan Favorites versus the Thrillers, or Tricia Skye versus Captivation, you can get your vote in for that. For Tag Team of the Year, Booker T and Shelton are leading, and Kevin Helms, and your current Tag Team Champions, Rey Mysterio Jr. and Matt Sydal, all the way far behind. Also, Sheen and Keo, if you think they were the best this year, you can put your votes in for them. Women's Wrestler of the Year is actually pretty close, as we got Gail Kim leading, Nikita Colt, Alyssa and Tricia Skye all getting votes, and Male Wrestler of the Year is so far a runaway for AJ Styles, with Angle, Monty Brown, and RVD getting votes. Let's get rolling to Nitro. But before we do that, so the Mayhem Tournament, like I said in the pay-per-view, just because of the switch over to TW9 soon, I'm not doing any predictions tournament this year, also just because I don't quite have the time to set it all up. So we're just going over the full tournament roster right now. So on the Nitro side, we got Bill Goldberg versus Reckless Roberts, Bully Ray versus Maverick Chance, Eddy Guerrero versus Jimmy Rave, Lance Storm versus Tank Toland, Ken Anderson versus Titus Tomko, Alex Wright versus James Storm, Kaz versus Tajiri, and The Truth versus Jamie Knoble. And on the Revolution side, we got AJ Styles versus Sonny Siaki, Billy Kidman versus Matt Hardy, Paul London versus Ray Leppan, Jack Evans versus Austin Aries, Kurt Angle versus Cash, Shane Hall versus Tony Santarelli, Booker T versus Keenan Sharp, and Chuck Palumbo versus Trevor Slater. And we have Nitro live from beautiful Eugene, Oregon. And we start off the show with basically everybody off basically going over that. Basically going over the big matches tonight, which is going to be The Truth versus Jamie Knoble, Goldberg versus Reckless Roberts, Alex Wright versus James Storm in the main event, and Tank Toland taking on Tank Toland versus Lance Storm. 79, just like an opening show promo from Bischoff, putting things over, and move forward to The Truth doing an in-ring rap before the opening match versus Jamie Knoble. I mean, this is The Truth, so you can just sort of imagine how that goes. As we got 12,000 people here in Eugene, Oregon. Then we got the actual match, which is going to get an 83, as these guys are both really good, as The Truth pins Jamie Knoble in a little over 13 minutes with their consequences, back and forth match, and a straight-up clean win for The Truth here on Nitro, as this gets an 83, Truth gets an 85, Knoble gets an 87, and The Truth advances in the Mayhem Tournament, and he celebrates, in the, to the crowd after the match. And then we go backstage. We have essentially Johnny Devine and Tank Toland backstage, and unfortunately they cut not a great promo, as we're backstage with The Chosen, as somebody Johnny Devine says, "Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come to witness the true strength of The Chosen. Tonight in the Mayhem Tournament, my partner Tank Toland, the genetic masterpiece, steps in the ring with none other than Lance Storm, a man known for his supposed techno prowess, his fantastic personality, and his absolute inability to match the raw power of Chosen." And Devine continues, says, "You see, Storm, we know you're all about. You're about wrist locks and submissions and holds and all that. You want to turn wrestling some boring, slow-moving techno display, but here's the thing, Lance, you can't out-wrestle greatness. You can't out-wrestle pure power, and Toland here, he's got more power in one bicep than you've got in your whole damn body." Toland says, "Storm, you might think you're smart, but you're not ready for what's coming. I'm not going to beat you. I'm going to break you. I'm going to throw you around in a ragdoll. You know what? Hit you tonight. Chosen dominates. I'm going all the way in this tournament." So just, pretty straightforward, heel promo setting up the match later tonight. Gets a 61. They both rolled badly on improvising, which is what it is. Can't always get what you want. Then we have Reckless Roberts with Tracy Roberts. Tracy Roberts actually does pretty well, even though most of it is because she's talking about Goldberg. And Tracy Roberts is with her brother, and she says, I hope you're paying attention, everybody, because tonight is going to be one for the history books. Everybody's talking about Goldberg this, Goldberg that, but he's some kind of opposite monster. Let me something clear. My brother, Reckless Roberts, is not afraid of some overhyped, muscle-bound relic of the past. Goldberg's had his time, sure, he's had his winning streak, his glory, but as well, this is now, tonight, we're going to shock the world. Reckless Roberts, a former Cruiserweight champion, is going to step in that ring and show everyone that the past is the past, and the future belongs to the bold, the fearless, the reckless. And Reckless steps up and says, Goldberg, you think you're untouchable, but you're not. You're just another guy you've taken down. You've never faced anyone like me before. I'm not scared of you. I'm sure I'll not back you down. You want to try to spear me? You want to try to drag me? Go ahead, try it. We're down on the mat. When we're held Chapman, remember 9-8. And Tricia's like, tonight, Reckless Roberts has the biggest match of his career, and it's going to pay off. We're not here to participate. We're to win. Goldberg, you're going to be lifted in the dust, just like the rest. And when it's all said and done, nothing talks about the man. They're going to be talking about Reckless Roberts. Pretty decent promo, again, mostly because he's talking about Goldberg. This guy's a 78. And then we have our second match of the night, which is Tank Toland defeating Lance Storm in 11 minutes with the tank turret after a distraction from simply Johnny Devine. It's not an interference, but, Johnny Devine does Johnny Devine things on the outside. That distracts Storm just enough, after, if he gets a little bit of a technical offense in. And Tank Toland gets the big one here over Lance Storm. This gets a 74. Toland gets a 77. Storm gets a 71. And post-match, the Chosen celebrate to a 65. Then we're backstage, where Jeremy Borash is with Celine Cartier. And, he basically asks him, what's next for you after defeating ODB last week? And, Celine says, I don't remind everyone that I'm a former Women's World Champion. I've done it all in this division, and I've proven time and time again that I'm one of the best. Beating ODB last week, that was just the beginning. She's tough, she's gritty, but I beat her from pillar to post, and now my focus is crystal clear. It's time to get back to the top, and there's one place for me to go. And Borash asks that means you're setting your sights to the Women's Championship, and Cartier says, yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You see, I'm not here to fit in. I'm here to take what's mine. Alyssa Alexander made champion right now, and she's done well so far, but the truth is, I'm Celine Cartier. I held that title before. I'm not here to just talk about. I'm here to take action. And after beating ODB, I believe I'm in line to be the next contender. Everybody in the top and time to rise where I belong. And Borash is speaking of your journey to the top, there's some drama surrounding your interactions with Tricia Skye and Lizzy Dumas. Is there any chance that? And Celine's drama? Let me make one thing very clear here. I'm not here for drama. I'm not here for catfights or back and forth with anyone. Tricia, Lizzy, they've done what they've done in this business. They've accomplished a lot in the business, and I respect that. But right now, my focus is on the Women's World Championship. I don't care about their issues or their alliances. I care about being the best. I'll deal with whoever I have to deal with when the time comes. But now it's all about that title. So to the entire women's division and to Alyssa Alexander, get ready. I'm not here to play games. I'm here to win. I'm here to prove I've always been one of the best. Well, I'll be the next Women's World Champion. So whether you like it or not, I'm coming for what's mine. So there you go. 68, decent promo. Just basically setting up, she wants the next match at Alexander. Then we're backstage as, Jimmy Rave and Xavier Creed are, basically, backstage talking about, Rave's upcoming match against Eddy Guerrero. Xavier Creed is hyping him up. And, and then we got Eddy Guerrero walks in and he says, "Hola, Vetos. Look, Xavier, you're having a good time. You're enjoying yourself, huh?" And Rave's like, "Yeah, we are. What's up, Eddy? You're coming and giving me advice for my match next week?" And Eddie's like, funny. You think next week's gonna be some kind of joke? Let me tell you something, amigo. You've never been in the ring with someone like me. I've wrestled all around the world. I've won championships you can only dream of. I've been in the main event Starcade, and next week in the Mayhem Tournament, I'm gonna give you the wrestling lesson of your damn life. And Ray's like, "Look, Eddy, I get it. You're one of the best in the business. Next week, I'm not gonna be a walkover. I'm young, I'm fast, and I've got something to prove. I'm in the business long enough to know how things work, and I'm afraid a little wrestling lesson from you, Eddy. You see, used to be my position. Almost a decade ago, you're fighting men like Ric Flair and Randy Savage right here in Nitro, and I'm going to prove that I deserve my spot just like you wrestled and to deserve your spot in this company. I'm not here to bow down to anybody. I'm here to win, just like you were when you were our age." And he's like, "You know what I liked about you two? You've got guts. You have fire. But that fire is going to burn out real quick when you step in the ring with someone like me. You're not wrestling any old vet, though. You're not wrestling some old man whose knees are shot and who's desperate for autographs like you did on the indies. I'm not somebody who's still hawking merch from 20 years ago. You're wrestling Eddy Guerrero. I'm going to step in the ring. We're going to learn what it really means to survive in this business. And Guerrero family values means I got to teach you a lesson to get what I deserve." And Rave's like, "We'll see about that, Eddy. I'm not backing down." So 56, basically because I rated these two, but had to rate these two just to sort of set things up. Then we got our tag team match, which is Tricia Skye and Lizzy Dumas taking on Lexi James and Penny Grable in the never-ending Captivation feud. Pretty good match here, 74. Might be one of our better matches of the night, honestly, as Lizzy Dumas basically gets a clean win, brawl breaks down between Tricia and Penny Grable. Lizzy gets the twist of fate on Lexi James and hits the big moonsault. 1, 2, 3, 74 overall. Lizzy gets a 63, Tricia gets a 72, Penny gets a 68, Lexi gets a 64. Then post-match, Desiree Dawkins comes in, and here comes the beatdown as the crowd boos, and this gets a 61, as you put over that, Tricia and Lizzy need some backup here. Then we're backstage as, James Storm and Chris Harris are getting ready for Storm's match later tonight in the main event against Alex Wright. And Chris is like, you've got this. Wright can talk about being das Wunderbar and the technical skill, but once you hit him with the last call, it's all over because you never win a fight with a guy like you who's ready to take it to the limit. So I'm like, damn right. I'm going to show Wright he does belong on Chris Ming. He can waltz his way to the mat, and I'll be drinking beer over his body when it's done. And, as they're, sharing a fist bump, Knoble and Gordy, the Southern Syndicate, who they've been in feud with, walk by. And, Harris is like, oh, look what it is, Knoble. Didn't the truth just whoop your ass? Did he just send you out of the tournament in one match? And I was like, yeah, Knoble, you can hang with him. How good schoolboy guy spends more time on his rhymes than in the ring. And Knoble turns to him and says, you two jackasses better watch your mouth. You think you're so damn tough? You think because I lost to the truth you have to talk down to me? I'll knock that super smirk right off your face again, Storm. And Grady's like, you boys are real tough when you wear your mouth. Let's see how tough you are when we're standing right in front of you. And Storm's like, oh, you want to go, Knoble? I need a little warm-up before my match against Wright later tonight. So you want to throw down again? Just like in that bar, it'll end the same damn way. And we have a breakdown and the big overall before W officials run in and break things up, and this feud must continue. It's 82, not bad. And then we got Goldberg killing Roberts in 6 minutes, and there's no... Wait, hold on. There is no psychology in a 6-minute match? Jesus Christ, Reckless. Okay. Reckless does his best, and he gets a little bit of offense in, like a minute, but it's Bill Goldberg, so he hits boom, spear, jackhammer, 70, 88 for Goldberg, 57 for Squash, or 57 for Roberts. And as Goldberg is celebrating, in comes Bully Ray, running in and attacking Goldberg from behind, beating him down, and it looks like when Bully Ray is going to beat him down prior, to their possibly match in a couple weeks if he gets past Maverick Chance next week. The crowd pops with Maverick Chance, comes down to the ring to make a save. And there's Maverick Chance doesn't stop Bully Ray, but he slows him down and allows Goldberg to recover. And, Chance rolls out of the ring, Bully Ray turns around, boom, spear, big pop. And, we got a feud going on here. This gets an 82. Good stuff. Then we're backstage as Jeremy Borash is with Shelton Benjamin. And, Benjamin, says it's a pretty victory for you. It has been humble legends in the industry. And Shelton's like, thanks, it feels amazing to be US champion. It also feels right. I've busted my ass for years to get to this point, and this title right here has proved that hard work pays off. It's not about me holding gold, it's about what this title represents. It's about tradition, it's about competition, it's about being the absolute best. The championship had been held by some of the greatest from the ring, Ricky Steamboat, Ric Flair, and guys more recently, like Lance Storm and Paul London. I'm just here to add my name to the list. I'm here to raise the bar. I'm here to set the standard for what it means to be the US champion here in WCW. And that's why I want to talk about UWC. I was asked to be part of the Mayhem Tournament, and believe me, I'd love nothing more to get some of the best in this business for a chance at a called shot. But things, Jeremy, I just won the US championship. I'm not going to hide behind this belt. I'm not going to be the champion who sits back and watches while everybody fights. No, I'm going to get out there night after night proving that this title means something. You see, this US title should represent the very best in-ring action WCW has to offer. I've been saying for a long time, I'm the best pure athlete in this business, and now it's time to prove it. I'm here to defend this title against anyone, anytime, anywhere. The Mayhem Tournament is a huge deal. My focus is right here at this belt. I'm going to set the standard to what it means to be a champion. So if anybody in the locker room thinks they can step up and take it with me, then I say bring it. I'll show the world why they call me the gold standard. So Yo basically setting up, he wants to defend the title a lot. 78, good stuff. And we got basically a backstage segment where Goldberg is throwing around stuff backstage, pissed off about Bully Ray getting involved in his match. And, Eddy comes in to a big, mixed pop. And he says, hey, big man, congratulations, you took care of Reckless Robert's other. Quick work, hey, I say. And Goldberg's like, what do you want, Guerrero? And he's like, look, nothing. I just want to know, wish you luck. You're going to need it. After all, you got Bully Ray in a couple weeks probably, or Maverick chance if you could pull out the big upset. And, you're tough and all, but, I don't know. It might be a little rough for you out there. And after all, if you ever want to get in the ring with me and get your win back after I beat you at Bash at the Beach, you're going to have to get past Bully Ray, and you're going to have to somehow manage to get me in that ring during the 4-way ladder match and actually win. And whereas, everybody knows you got lucky at Bash at the Beach when you stuck that damn medal under your shirt. But if you think for a second, I'm not going to that 4-way mayhem tearing you apart, you've got another thing coming. And he's like, relax, Romano. You got show work. Look, I don't need luck, okay? I'm the best damn wrestler on the planet. I'm Eddy damn Guerrero. But let's be real, Goldberg. You're not smart enough to get that far, so good luck. If you don't get powerbombed out of your boots by Bully first. And Goldberg's like, keep talking, and sooner or later, you're next. And he just sort of walks away smirking. 100 because it's Eddy and Bill Goldberg. Good stuff. And then we have a quick little promo from Titus Tomko, basically, saying, sending a warning to Ken Anderson as he, basically says, Alex Wright, yeah, Ken Anderson, I saw what Alex Wright did to you last week. You're looking to ruin somewhere, but you're itching to get back to the ring and take me on next week in the Mayhem Tournament. But here's an idea. Don't. Because if you don't show up, sure, you'll lose, but you'll continue on. But if you show up in this ring next week against me, I'm going to put you down for good. 68, setting up the match for next week. And then we have our Revolution recap. And then for 71, then we have our main event, which gets an 87 because James Storm is very good and Alex Wright is damn good. So back and forth match, but Jamie Knoble gets involved. Basically, this is more of a distraction plus Storm actually hits the last call, but Knoble puts Wright's foot on the ropes. Storm gets upset. That allows Wright to take advantage. Hits the German suplex, hits a double arm DDT, locks on the STF, and with nowhere to go, James Storm has to type out as Alex Wright gets the win here at the end of Nitro, and the brawl continues to a 74 as these two must fight. And overall, the show itself gets an 89. Really good stuff. Basically kind of saved by the Goldberg angle at the main event. I was kind of worried about that show, mainly because of, if you notice, not a whole bunch of big stars on there. No, guaranteed 100 segments, even though the Goldberg Eddy segment saved me. And if you maybe think I just put that segment in there to do that, you may be correct. But yeah, let's get rolling as we see what Nitro did, see if there's any random mail, and we go from there. So, loading. Continuing to load. Still loading. Gotta love loading. Okay, auto-saving. Alright, so mail-wise, Arn Anderson thinks, Tank, you're not wrong, but that's still interesting. As a quick little note, as we go to our show and we go to tournaments. Yes, as you see in the round of 16, we now have Goldberg versus to be decided, Tank Toland, Alex Wright, and the Truth to be decided. And as we go to Nitro, we got an 89, and we got a 2.10. Raw got an 88 and a 2.22. We had, let's see here, Adam Jacobs, Juve Jost, and David Flair defeating Rick Steiner, Versa, and Grandmaster Sexy. Mulholland and Angel Obscura defeating Elizabeth Love and Beth Phoenix. DDP winning a squash. Vampiro winning a squash. Edge defeating Skyfall Cablagan. And Big Show and CM Punk defeating JBL and Batista in a cage match. They got 96 and 97s. Yeah, I'm sure I would get those exact same ratings if I booked those matches. Let's see here. OVW actually also had a big show. Interesting. I'll be back in just a moment with Revolution. All right, welcome everybody to Revolution, as we've got another 4 tournament matches. Of course, we've got AJ Styles versus Siaki, Paul Levin versus Ray Leppan, Kurt Angle versus Cash, and Chuck Palumbo versus Trevor Slater tonight. So let's get rolling live from the Honda Center in beautiful Anaheim, California. And we got Teddy Long basically, going over all those matches and the rest of the show. That gets an 84. Nothing fancy here, just, Teddy Long doing play things, putting over all the big matches tonight, and, saying it's going to be a great tournament. And he's sure a Revolution wrestler is going to walk out of Mayhem as winner of the called shot, along with Monty Brown being the world champion. So, 84, again, nothing fancy here, just like putting things over. And we go to our next thing as AJ Styles comes out to a big pop, and he takes the mic and says, I appreciate that, I really do, but I got something off my chest tonight because I need to face reality. At Bash of the Beach, Monty Brown beat me. I'm not here to make excuses. No whining, no complaining. I got my ass kicked. That's the bottom line. Monty Brown hit me with the pounce and was lights out. That's reality what happened. Now Monty's got the WCW World title, and me, I'm standing here without it. I was a champion, the guy who had that belt for 7 months, and one night, Monty Brown took it all away. But here's the thing, in this business, you don't stay down when you get knocked out. You gotta get back up, you dust yourself off, and you gotta keep fighting. So, Monty, if you're back there watching, just know tonight begins my road back. Mayhem Tournament, it's my shot at redemption, my shot to run everybody exactly who I am, the face that runs this place. I didn't come here to coast, I didn't come here to sit off second place. I'm here to be the very best, and tonight is sort of this tournament. I'm going to do whoever's in my way and make sure that by the end of this thing, there's only one man sitting at the top, and that's going to be me with that called shot. Big pop for that, and then Sonny Siaki's music hits to a big, to a decent heel pop. He says, well, AJ Styles, he used to run this place, and he used to have gold around his waist, the man who used to be the best. See right there, AJ? This is what it looks like when you still have a title. When you're still on top. This is what a real champion looks like. Sonny Siaki is a television champion, AJ. Sonny Siaki is on the rise. And Sonny Siaki does not care about your little redemption story. You see, Sonny Siaki gets it, man. He gets it. You lost your big shiny title, you got knocked off your pedestal, and now you're here trying to convince everybody that you're going to climb back to the top. Here's the thing, AJ, Sonny Siaki doesn't care. Because tonight in this Mayhem Tournament, you're not just facing a wrestler, you're facing the TV Champ. You're facing the future. You're facing the man who's been putting on people on notice since he arrived here. So here's your reality check, AJ. Tonight's not the start of your road to redemption. Tonight's just another night. We remind everybody your time is over. It's Sonny Siaki's time now. Sonny Siaki is going to be who runs this place. You're just an obstacle in the way of the future. And AJ takes the mic and says, "Well, you done? Because you can stand there. You can talk about yourself in third person all you want. You can run your mouth. But here's the thing, Siaki. You're just another guy trying to make your team off my back. You're not going to be a champion, fine. You got the title of that TV championship. It's a stepping stone, a placeholder. You're not going to be a big game, but you haven't been where I've been. You haven't carried this company on your back. You've been in the main event night after night for half a year defending against the best of the world. That's the difference between me and you. You're holding the TV title like it's big in your life. Me, I have tasted the real thing, and I'm hungry for it again. So tonight, you better bring everything you've got. Because when the bell rings, I'm not going to be looking to beat you. I'm reminding everybody, I am the phenomenal one. And I'm looking right away. No matter how many times you can knock me down, I'm always going to get back up. And Sonny's like, big words, AJ, but let me tell you something. You're stepping in the ring with the best Sonny Siaki there. So tonight, I'm just going to beat you. I want this little comeback story before it even starts. And the bell ring and the match is on. So this gets an 81. Not bad for a little opening promo, considering Siaki is Siaki. And the match itself gets an 85 because, Jesus Christ, AJ Styles is really good. 11 minutes. Hits the Styles Clash. They have really great chemistry. Really good match. AJ Styles move advances. Sonny Siaki gets some spots in, but AJ eventually, just takes over. Pele kick, moonsault DDT, phenomenal forearm, Styles Clash, boom, 85 overall. AJ gets a 96. Siaki gets a 72. And post-match, AJ celebrates to a 74. Then we're backstage with Booker T and Sharmell, and Booker's like, I don't understand this, Sharmell. How in the hell is WCW letting some damn cult leader walk around here like he's some kind of star? Getting sharp in Latin retreat? What kind of mess is that? And Sharmell's like, look, Booker, I know you're upset, but you can't let this guy get on your skin. It's just mind games. He's trying to mess with you, trying to get in your head. And Booker's like, trying to get in my head? Mess with me? I'm just confused. I don't get why WCW put him this full here like he's some kind of prophet or something. I worked my whole career where he's at, and now we got dudes like him walking around with their heads in clouds talking about enlightenment and all that BS. Like, what the hell does that even mean? And Booker's like, you're right. But if you have people like him before, he's nothing but a distraction. Focus on what you do best. Turn up, take care of business in the ring. Remind everyone why you're a 6-time world champion. You have a tournament match coming up, and that's what you need to show him who's really in control. And Booker's like, look, why do I feel like there's something more than this guy, Sharmell? Something ain't right with him. And what you talk about, like, it's nothing. It's weird. Like, I don't get it. Do you see what's going on? And Sharmell's like, look, Booker, you just need to let him not mess with you, okay? Let him do what he's going to do. Think he's opening minds, whatever. Make people look things differently. And maybe there's more than this than you all realize. But you got to focus on the ring. And Booker's like, Sharmell, what did you just say? You tell him you're actually buying this guy's nonsense? And I was like, no, of course not, baby. I'm just saying, it doesn't hurt to try to keep it in mind sometimes. But don't worry about that right now. You have the Mayhem Tournament to think about. Let's focus on that. And Booker's, you're right. You're right. I've got to focus. Next week, Keenan Sharp, I'm going to give you a lesson. You ain't never going to forget. There's going to be no enlightenment, no third eye opening, just a beatdown. And me showing why I'm a six-time world champion. Can you dig that, Seka? 73, decent promo. And then we're backstage as Kurt Angle is basically, getting ready, taping himself up for next week. And then in comes Tony Santarelli along with Cookie. And, Tony's like, hey, Kurt Angle, the man himself. Look, man, and, Angle's like, what's going on? And Tony's like, look, man, I'm here with your head before the match. I know you're busy, but I've got this match with Shane Helms next week in the Mayhem Tournament. I figured, who better to ask for advice than the best technical wrestler in the world? Maybe you could show me a couple moves. Help me surprise Helms out there. And, Angle's like, you want advice from me, huh? Tony's like, hell yeah, you got all the moves, all the gold medals, all the accolades. I figured I could learn a thing or two from Kurt Angle. Helms won't know what hits him. And, Angle's like, you know what? I like your enthusiasm. You want some tips? Sure, I'll give you some tips. Because here's what you need to do, Tony. You don't try to out-wrestle Helms. He's fast, he's agile, he's got electric up his sleeve. You're not going to keep up with him on that level. But you need to slow him down. Use your strength. Wear him down, and we got him where you want him. This is what you want to do. And, he goes through a few holds, and, Angle's like, you got that? And Tony's like, yeah, that's awesome. Kurt, can't hurt your legend for a reason. And they leave, and Kurt sort of just smirks. 73, and this is just sort of bringing on screen what's happening in real life, as Santarelli is under Angle as a mentor now, which is interesting, because what a weird, goofy thing. Then we're on to our next match, as Palumbo kind of destroys Trevor Slater here. Trevor Slater gets a little bit of offense in, but eventually Palumbo takes over. Big boot, big slam, full throttle, 1, 2, 3, right in the middle of the ring. As this gets a 70, as it's pretty much a straight head squash. Palumbo gets a 82, Slater gets a 50, and as Slater is down, Palumbo takes the mic from the referee as Dyson Havoc come in to the ring as Slater's slowly getting up, and Palumbo's like, you think Angle is special? You think that match with Sunday was some kind of fluke? You think that makes him the man around here? No, that was one night, one match. Let me tell you something, Kurt Angle. Let me tell something to all the people watching here. Revolution doesn't belong to Kurt Angle. Cheryl Hill doesn't belong to the Hardys. It doesn't belong to AJ Styles. Revolution belongs to us, the Thrillers. We run this show. And Slater's slowly pulling himself, and then comes Kurt Dyson Havoc and just continue the beatdown. And Will's like, you think anybody can stop us? Angle tried, but we're still here. As long as the Thrillers are around, no one's safe. And this goes for this punk right here, as Dyson Havoc do the beatdown. And Punk's like, you see this? This is a message to everybody in the locker room. Anybody thinks it's the Thrillers. We end careers. We people regret they ever signed up for this company. Kurt Angle, this is what waiting for you, and waiting for anybody who gets in their way. Revolution is ours, and there ain't nothing or you or anybody else can do about it. Just a straight ahead beatdown, which gets a 69 because it's just a beatdown as Palumbo rants. And backstage, we got Teddy Long backstage with Shelton Benjamin. And he's like, Shelton Benjamin, I was watching on Nitro this week. I gotta tell you, I like what I heard. I heard that Edward Shelton, when these champions like you're ready to step up, ready to represent. That's the kind of mentality I respect. And Shelton's like I said, it's been a long road, but now that I'm US champ, I'm ready to show the world this title means something. I'm not gonna be champion who hides and waits until the last day to defend it. I gotta be a champion that shows up whenever and defends the title with pride against somebody who wants a shot. And he's like, that's what I like to hear, Shelton. You know what? With all creations, we've got one from the Mayhem Tournament. Things are pretty packed right now in 2 weeks' time, player. I want you to defend that US title right here on Revolution. Shelton, you got that. Eddie, go for the line for me. I'll be ready. I'm ready to show everybody why I'm the best in the ring and why this title means something again. And he's like, well, that's what I'm talking about. We're going to make the fans get a show they never get. And now you're ready to tear this house down. And Shelton's like, I'm always ready. In 2 weeks, I'm going to show everybody why the US Championship is the new standard around here. And I'm going to show why I'm the best wrestler in the ring. You can bet on that. As Shelton walks away, he says, now that's a champion. Holla holla. 72, not bad as a little, short promo. And then Monty Brown, so we got Monty Brown coming down to the ring to, a big old heel pop, as he has the WCW World Champion. And Monty takes the mic from ringside. He says, I told every single one of you from day one And I told AJ Styles directly to his face that the alpha male was coming for the WCW World Championship. I was just talking for the sake of talking. I was speaking gospel, people. Because when the alpha male speaks, you would believe it's the truth. And Bash at the Beach, I told everybody what I'm all about. As he taps the WCW World title, AJ Styles, 7 months. He held the championship and it's around like he was a man. But all it took was 1 pounce to send that so-called phenomenon crashing back to earth. All it took was 1 pounce to end AJ Styles' title reign, just like I said it would. Now everybody back like to throw around the alpha male era. I'm gonna call this what it is, but you know what? That's not enough. This is just an era. This is the alpha male tendency. This is Rise of the baddest man alive, the King of Serengeti. This championship right here proves I'm the king of the jungle here in WCW. And everyone, last one of you is about to find out what you step in the ring with me. You get run over. I'm looking for future now. AJ Styles, that chapter's closed. The alpha male tendency is about taking me on all challengers, taking on whoever wants to get on the ring, past champions, legends, up and comers, whoever the hell he wants to throw at me, because bring them all on, because none of them can stop what I'm doing, none of them can handle the pounce. Big pop as Canyon's music hits, and he comes down to the ring, and he takes the mic and says, you know, Monty, I've been hearing a lot of talk about this whole Ascension era, what you did last night, and man, credits for what credits due. You backed it up, you did what you said you were going to do, you beat AJ Styles, but there's something I gotta clear up real quick, and I don't think everyone wants to know why you're looking at me, why you're looking at the next man who's going to step in the ring with you for that championship. See, you might have noticed I'm not part of the Mayhem Tournament. And you know why that is, Monty? Because the second I put Don Fry down at Bash at the Beach on Sunday, I went straight to Teddy Long and Eric Bischoff, and I told them I'm going to be the next man in line for the WCW World title. I don't care, no matter who won that match, you or AJ, I was coming for that title. I've had that championship before, and believe me, I'm more than ready to hold it again. And while I would have loved to have a clash with AJ Styles, argument Monty, I'm looking forward to facing you as well. I faced guys like you before, big, strong, tough guys who think they can steamroll through anybody who gets in their way. But you know what? I've beaten them too, and I plan to do the same thing at Mayhem. And I was like, you think you've beaten guys like me ready? Really? You think you faced anyone like the alpha male? Let me tell you something. AJ Styles is a paper champion. He can hang with the real powerless Serengeti. You're going to fall like everybody else. This is my kingdom. And Mayhem, I'm going to prove it again when I run right through you. And then Canyon says, run through me. Now, Monty, you may have been AJ Styles, but I'm the ring with man who knows what it takes to survive in this jungle. I've been at the top of this mountain. And Mayhem, I'm going to prove once again that there's nobody's better than Canyon. And Canyon plays with the fans. And Monty looks like he's about to get ready for a pounce, stepping back. But suddenly, Canyon turns back around, catching him in the act. And they stare dead in their tracks as it looks like there's about to be a brawl. And Canyon just sort of like smirks and says, not today, Monty. Not today. As Monty, gets out of the ring, as he's walking away, Monty takes the mic and says, you might have dodged this time, but at Mayhem Canyon, next time I'm getting you in my sights, there's no stopping the pounce. Good stuff, 99. And that makes it official for Mayhem. The world title is going to be Monty Brown in his first defense against Canyon. I move forward with our women's match as in a sort of a blow-off for their long-term feud. Gail Kim gets the win over Alli Danger in about 13 minutes. It says with the reversed, I don't know if it's related to the defeat. Back and forth match. Alli Danger looks tough, but Gail Kim, after losing to Alli Danger at Slamboree, gets a measure of revenge here. A couple months later with the big win here to a 74. Gail Kim gets a 75. Alli Danger gets a 73. Helped out because we're in the Southwest, and Gail Kim celebrates to a 71. And we're backstage as Matt Hardy is here, and he says, it feels weird being back here without my brother Jeff by his side, but everybody knows life can throw curveballs at your way. Jeff is half handling some personal stuff right now. Backstage, he failed a drug test, and I'm sure he'll be back better than ever. But that's why I'm here tonight. You see, next week I've got a big opportunity. The Mayhem Tournament. Now, I know there's some doubters out there. People think I can't handle my own, or that with Jeff, I'm just half of a tag team. Let me make one thing clear. This is my first rodeo. I've been busting my ass in this business for a long time. I have titles, won matches, beaten some of the best the industry has ever seen. But next week, I'm centering the former world champion, Billy Kidman, a guy who's done all in WCW, a guy who's been to the top of the mountain. And I'm having work cut out for me, but that's exactly what I want. I want to prove people wrong. I can show the world that Matt Hardy doesn't quit. I don't stop. I keep going no matter the odds, no matter the challenge. So next week, Kidman, I'm not coming to wrestle. I'm not coming to compete. I'm coming to win. I'm sure that I belong in this tournament. More importantly, I'm sure that Matt Hardy's more than just one half the Hardy Boys. I'm here to remind the world. I am a man in my own right, and next week, you'll all see why. So Kevin, I hope you're ready, because I am, and next week is going to be a different kind of mayhem. Praise for promo from Matt Hardy, which gets an 80. And we cut backstage as Amy Weber is with Cash, and ask him about the Mayhem Tournament, and Cash is like, "How am I feeling, Amy? I feel like $1 million, baby. Everyone out there talking about Kurt Angle like he's untouchable, gold medalist, legend, all that. And yeah, give the man his due. He's accomplished a lot, but tonight, not about what Kurt Angle did in his past. Tonight's about the now. Tonight's about Cash. You see, I've been around this business a minute now. I've been WWE World Tag Team Champion. I faced off some of the toughest guys in the company. Everyone seems to forget that, or it seems that I'm just here to make up the numbers. Well, that changes tonight. Because once I have the ring Kurt Angle, I'm not looking to survive. I'm not going to hang with him. I'm not going to beat him. And I can hear the dollars. They're laughing at the idea. But that's what I do, Amy. And people laugh, and then I shut them up, just like I'm going to shut up Kurt Angle tonight in the main event at Revolution. You see, tonight's night, when everybody realizes I'm not some guy who got lucky with the tech title run, no time to show that I'm money, baby. I'm cold cash in that ring. I'm going to shock the system. I'm walking the ring to what nobody expects. I'm going to beat Kurt Angle. What I do, people are going to have no choice but to put respect on my name. And one more thing, after tonight, everyone's going to ask the same question: how would help Cash pull it off? And the answer is pretty damn simple, because I'm just that damn good. 83 solid promo setting up the match later tonight. And then we have Ray Leppan coming down to the ring. And, Ray Leppan takes Mike, says, "Oh, come on, people. You don't have to be upset just because I'm not sitting here with my US Championship anymore. It's okay. You'll get used to it. But let's not dwell on the past. Let's talk about the present and the future, shall we? You see, tonight, I'm supposed to face Paul London in the Mayhem Tournament. Paul London has been seen in weeks since, let's face it, he and his little buddy Jack Evans got destroyed by the Thrillers. So, let's be reality. You really think he's going to show up tonight? Ha! Let's be honest here. If I was Paul London, I'd say far away from Ray Leppan as possible. In case London decides not to show up, let's go ahead and start the count, shall we? Ref, do your thing." And the ref, starts the count, but then Paul London's music to a big pop, as after 3 weeks, Paul London is back, ready for action. And let's get rolling, as this gets an 80. We'll get the ring, which gets a 75. So, back and forth match. Leppan was off his game, poor morale and inconsistency, and no storyline. But, back and forth match, Leppan looks good early, but eventually Leppan slows him down with him, cheating and targeting his back and neck, and eventually he gets a couple big moves, hits his finisher, uses the rope for leverage, and advances in the Mayhem Tournament. This gets a 75. Leppan gets an 85, Leppan gets an 84, and Leppan celebrates to boost the crowd, as this gets a 71. And then after that, we get the Nitro recap, which gets a 67, focusing, of course, on the back and forth between the Southern Syndicate and America's Most Wanted, including in the main event. And then we have Kurt Angle taking on Cash. That's a really good match, a 90, because you see this Kurt Angle guy, he's really damn good. 15 minutes back and forth match. Cash looks good. Eventually, Angle Slam, ankle lock, and this gets a 90. And Kurt Angle advances in the Mayhem Tournament. And the show finishes with a 90. Good stuff. It turns out when you have good wrestlers wrestle in good matches, they do really well, as the shows do. So good stuff. I'll go over the full tournament brackets here in just a moment. As this loads up, come on. As we look at this guy. As we're still looking at this guy. We continue to look at this guy. There we go. All right. Mail call. All right. So first, for the tournament itself. So, if we look at the next couple, we look at the round of 16, it's Goldberg versus To Be Decided, Toland, Wright, and Truth Be Decided, Styles, Leppan, Angle, and Palumbo. And next week on Nitro, we'll have Bully Ray versus Maverick Chance, Eddy Guerrero versus Jimmy Rave, Anderson versus Tomko, Kaz versus Tajiri. Then on SmackDown, we've got Billy Kidman versus Matt Hardy, Jack Evans versus Austin Aries, Helms versus Santorelli, and Booker T versus Keaton Sharp. So good stuff for there. Storyline-wise, we have Against the Darkness at 84, Captivation Nitro's at a 71, Lack of Respect's at a 95, the Cruiserweight title feud's at a 53, Never Noble's at an 84, Wright Anderson's at an 85, Respecting Being Earned is at a 79, Tensions is at a 64, The New Trojan's at a 69, Better Than a Pounce is at an 81, the Enlightenment's at a 77, Expanding Horizons at an 81, Legendary's at a 90, and Thrilling Angles is at an 81 as well, and the US title match is at a 75. And as we look over at WE on SmackDown, which got an 88, they had Justice winning a squash, a Lesnar Benoit fight, Steiner, Farouk, and Danger Dragon defeating Rick Michaels, Shannon Ballard, and Slap Basher in a tables match. Sure. Billy Gunn winning a 4-way involving Mark Henry, Cody Hawk, and Crash Holly. Will Regal defeating Tony Mabluk in a random 86. All Money, Aaron Cartwright defeating Von DeBoy, aka the former AC Money. Later defeated Rikishi in 73. And in the main event, Jericho and Lesnar defeating Benoit and Val Venis. Sure. And if we look at our Dev Fed, for Wildside EV, we have Raleigh Duarte defeating Elijah Burke. Hasta Fernandez and Todd Sexton defeated Kurt Stallings and Bryan Danielson. Matt Morgan, Lazarus, and Cross defeated Brett Major, Nick Frono, and Onyx. And John Feaster and Tony Jones in the main event. Then for Weekly House Show, we had Paul Burchill making his debut as part of our Dev Fed, getting a 45. TJ Perkins defeated Bryan Danielson to retain the Georgia Heavyweight Champion in a 60. Jason Cross defeated Elijah Burke. Matt Morgan, Hasta Fernandez, and Lazarus defeated Tony Jones, Onyx, and Lance Hoyt. And Sexton defeated Stallings and Brett Major to retain the tag titles. So there we go. And then if we look at our Women's Dev Fed, we have, for the weekly show, we have Tanisha Biggers and Sarah Del White making her debut against Catherine Mendoza and Cara Chambers. We have Ashley Lane, Portia Perez, and Tracy Taylor defeat Josie, Madison Eagles, and Mason Kong. And we got Madison Clare defeated Annette Blanchard. And we got Maliko Osaka defeated Michelle McCool in the main event. And then if we look at HWA, for a weekly show, Matt Striker is still their HWA champion. Alex Shelley is still the TV champion. The Miz is still there. And yeah, it is what it is. And then if we look at OVW, they just had a big show. So for 1,000 people, Shaggy 2 Dope defeating Trailer Park Trash. Sure. Dan Oaks defeated Dana Rodeber, who has been interesting in real life. Disciple of Sin defeated Payne and Morrison. BG Whitmer defeated Billy Real. Trent Baker and Joey Ryan defeated the A Squad. And yeah, not much going on here. And then if we look around the rest of the wrestling world, as we do, really we do. So we go back last week to Revolution. All Japan had a big show. So matches of note: Nunzio is still your AGPW World Junior Heavyweight Champion. Between Nuki Doi, who's of course from Dragon Gate in real life, but moved over to All Japan. Hines and Barton are still your tag team champions, defeated Harai and Arara. Jim Steele and Johnny Smith are still your All Asia tag team champions. Kurt Enning defeated Suwama, because sure, that's how you book. Scorpio and Hayabusa defeated Ishikawa and Ono. Hase defeated Okamura, and Taikea defeated Omori to retain the All Japan Triple Crown. Noah also had a big show, so let's see here. Wild 2 defeated Yusin Smiley to retain the GHC tag titles. Let's see here. Akiyama and Horace Boulder, aka Horace Hogan, defeated Takayama and Fujita in an 88. Yes, Horace Hogan was part of an 88 match because Fujita, Takayama, and Akiyama beat the crap out of each other, I'm guessing. Kawada defeated Shane Douglas in a 96. That's all Kawada here. Ricky Marvin is still your GHC champion, defeating Kanemaru. Masawa defeated Marufuji. And then Kanekabashi defeated some guy named Kenta in a 99. Hey, Noah's. They're a pretty good company, it turns out. Let's see here. Anything else of note? Guy had a big show. Takayashi defeated Ito in the main event. And, of course, we had our big show. And that is it, at least for the moment. So, yeah, shorter video than usual because, lots more wrestling, not a whole lot of big angles. So yeah, just two pretty straightforward shows. Like, we've got the tournament continuing. It'll be the tournament for the next few weeks. Then Mayhem, then SummerSlam. Then we're moving on to TW9. So that's it for now. If you enjoyed the show, go to give it a like. Comment below what you're liking, not liking. And of course, subscribe to the channel for plenty of TW20 content, including this series mainly, and of course my Pittsburgh Steel Wrestling series for TW9. Vote in the awards. That's all for now. So talk to you later, and adios. Have a good one.